Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of IndieRPGs.com Checks Out. I'm Craig Stern. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 10th line. Let's go ahead and start a new game, shall we? I've played this with a gamepad, and I think that's probably the best way to play it. The combat system in this game is turn-based, but with a lot of real-time, action-y, prompt-type stuff that I think is probably better suited to a gamepad. At any rate, we're going to proceed with a gamepad control scheme. But as you can see, there is also keyboard and such. Now we could go for the full experience, we could go for story only, but we're not posers, so we're going for the full experience here. I'd also like to point out the music is probably a little loud. I apologize if you can't hear me. I have not been able to find an option to lower the music. Maybe there is one in the game somewhere, and I just have to find it. But for now, sorry. It's not my fault. Oh, look at all those birds. Oh, look, it's a girl. Think I lost him. Yeah, that's right. Let's see you get through that. Hunting hounds. Guess I won't be sticking around here. So as you can see, this is a side-scrolling platformer RPG combo. The jumping's a little floaty. You can probably tell just from sort of observing the screen there. So it's not like the most satisfying from a platformer perspective, but it's alright. I'll talk about it more in a little bit. It is getting late. Perhaps 'tis time to give up on this latest venture. Just give me a sec. I know there's food in one of these things. We don't run into a gold mine like this every day, you know. Then it will still be here tomorrow. We need to find shelter for the night, Rick. Someone in Shivberry owes me a favor, so perhaps he will accommodate us. Is there gonna be food involved, too? Perhaps. Someone approaches. A human. Oh, yeah? Ah, you're a... You should get to safety. Bandits come out when night falls. That goes for your friend there as well. Yes, of course. Friend. You're a slippery one, girl. Well, say goodbye to your playmates. It's time we got you back. You two, stop him. This ain't got nothing to do with us. That's an order, beast man. Order? What do you think you are, royalty? As a matter of fact, I am. Getting tired of you running your mouth. You monsters stay out of this. Monsters? Oh, you've really gone and done it now.
You trifle with royal affairs.
Alright, so we're going to skip the tutorial because I already know how this works. I'll just explain as I go. So, these are your options. You can fight, you can rest, or you can look, which is kind of like, scanning in your typical JRPG. Resting restores health and restores SP. If you look on the upper left part of the screen there, under the word command, you'll notice we have our sort of girl protagonist here. She has 70 health and 5 SP, and we have Rick just below her with 80 health and 5 SP. So let's just pick fight for our lady protagonist here. And right now we only have one move we can do, right? There is a sort of a deck of 5 cards, each with its own move. This first card is the only one that costs 5 SP or less, so it is the only one that's available right now. But as you can see, she has a whole bunch of other moves, they just cost more. Right, this one's 20, this is 25, this is 10, this is 10, and this is 5. Let's just go ahead and select 5 here, and we'll target this dude. And now we've got Rick. We're gonna decide what he's doing. We will fight. He currently has 2 options, right? He has 2 that cost 5, left, right, left, and targeted shots. Both of these are a single target ability, So there's no way we're going to be able to take out all 3 of these enemies in this first turn. You can't tell super easily, but enemies are arranged in rows and columns. There are up to 3 rows, and I'm not even sure how many columns. A lot, maybe? Yeah, we don't have anything that will hit a column, so we're only going to be able to take out 2 of these enemies. Let's just go ahead and take out the top 2, I guess. So when I hit attack here, I'm going to have the option to hit button prompts corresponding to some of the characters that are on my team. And every time I hit one of those prompts, the associated character will attack. So the rightmost button on the controller, B in this case, corresponds to our swordsman lady, and the lower button, A, corresponds to Rick. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll first have Rick attack, and then I will have the swordsman lady do it. So I'm just hitting A 3 times, and I'm hitting B 3 times. Alright, cool. So we took out 2 enemies. Now this enemy gets to attack, and I can dodge if I hit the correct button prompt at the right time. Again, B corresponds to the swordsman lady, A to Rick. Pretty straightforward stuff. So this is now on cooldown. The fencing thrusts move. You can see there it says wait, CD 2 out of 2, which I believe means wait, cooldown, 2 of 2 turns remaining. So we have to pick one of these 2, right? These are our only 2 available options. We have enough SP for either of them, and neither of them are on cooldown, so we can kind of pick our favorite. So Power Lunge does a bunch of damage, which is cool, and it can cause dizziness if the target survives. There's no way the target's going to survive whichever of these attacks we do, so it doesn't even matter. Crescent Strikes can actually heal the user, which is cool, and if you like get through one of the targets with it, she will go on and continue attacking the next person in line. Let's just go ahead and go with Crescent Strikes here. And Rick, we'll have you rest. I think the princess can take it from here on out. Let's go ahead and do it.
Waste of time.
Hey, there we go. So that's like super basic combat in this game. It gets more complicated and hectic, and honestly, it took me a while to just remember which buttons corresponded to which of my units, because it can get a little hairy, and it can be a little difficult to remember who's doing what, at least at first. So we got a bonus of some sort, and I forget exactly what that is. I think that increases experience that we gain, maybe? We got 21 Gildeds. Gildeds are the currency in this game. And, yeah. So now you know. Whoa, these guys are serious! I'm getting out of here! Stand aside. This does not concern you. Black Draco Mage or not, you are disrupting affairs outside of your ability to handle. Not until I understand the situation. Now explain yourself, or leave us. Ambushed? Oh no. Alright, so super defenses. I actually don't think I've ever done this in the game proper, so I'll just go ahead and re-watch this tutorial, because I, like, super don't remember how this works. Each character has a super defense they can use to protect the party from certain kinds of attacks. Black Draco Mage's super defense is... Okay, so you can use a super defense instead of a normal defense skill. It has a 3-turn cooldown. Okay, this enemy's going to use Ice Magic to attack. The Black Draco Mage can absorb most magical attacks with his super defense, shielding the party from them. Absorbing magic also restores SP and grants him more affinity of that magic's element. To trigger a super defense, press the special skill button, that being right trigger, and the character's action button at the same time. So, this fellow here, his name is Tox, as you'll see shortly. X is his button, right? The leftmost of the 4 face buttons on the controller. So if you hold down right trigger and press X, it will trigger his super defense. So I guess we're gonna do that. Cool. So, hey, look at that. I did it. That was my super defense. now it's my turn. My ice affinity is increased. So this guy has some interesting mechanics. His elemental affinities can, like, change based on food he eats, and I guess based on magic attacks he absorbs. So because his ice affinity is increased, we are going to want to use Black Pulse, which happens to be an ice affinity attack. So I guess we'll do that. And as you can see, this thing hits an entire column. So if there were people on this guy's column there, it would hit all three of them. As it is, we're just going to blast the hell out of this one dude.
You're next. All too easy.
Well, there we have it. Now, would you be so kind as to tell us what is happening here? Impressive trick, Beastman. Don't change the subject. You said you're royalty! Start with that! Correct, Beastman. I am the sole heiress to the throne of my nation. You may address me as Your Highness for the time being. Princess? I see. You must be one of King Oramus's wayward offspring. Oramus? He's not my father. My father is the King of Esania. Where's that? You've never heard of it. Surely you know of our bountiful contributions, then. Esanian wine, Esanian wheat, Esanian honey, jewelcraft, glasswork. Okay, but where is it? I did not wish to admit it, but I do not know where I am now, so I cannot say for certain how far away it is. So you lost. How'd you end up in the tangle, then? It was that cult. Those robed men, they took me in the night. From my home. From my father. He must be devastated. I escaped from them yesterday. They were preparing to take me someplace for some terrible ritual. They said I was to be a sacrifice. Me! A princess of such wealth and standing. A mere pawn to serve some matter of dark god. That sounds like quite an ordeal, my dear. Perhaps you should seek counsel with the local court in the humans' capital city. They should be able to arrange transport home. I don't know. Every castle town has no doubt been on high alert since the death of King Oramus. And with alliances as they are, what if I am turned away? Esania is a wealthy nation, but tiny. Its influence only extends so far. And with that cult prowling every street to find me... No, I cannot risk it. I cannot risk being taken again. A princess, huh? I've read about those before. Knights and riches and kings and horses and magic powers. Never thought I'd meet one for real. You don't look like I was thinking, though. What are you wearing? And where's your crown? And that stick with the big jewel on the end? All taken from me. They put me in this hideous dress as part of the ceremony. I stole a sword in a moment of brilliance, and used it to aid in my escape into the wilds. You do appear to be an accomplished sword fighter. Of course, Beastman. All royalty is proficient in the art of fencing. 'Tis the sport of kings, after all. Hey, princess, enough with the B word. I'm Rick. This is my little brother, Tox. Well, he's a Dracon, so his real name is something else, but we do still got names, you know? Very well, Rick. You may address me as Your Highness. Or, if I'm in a bad mood, Your Royal Highness. That is all you need to know. It is a pleasure to meet you, my dear. That goes for you as well, Dracon. My dear, we are beast folk. We swear no fealty to any human rulers, especially ones so far from their own sphere of influence. Uh-oh. You got Tox busting out the big words. It's true, isn't it? I suppose my royal standing means little this far from home. Well, I thank you for stopping those men from pursuing me. And I thank you for the clarification. There is a human village not far from here where you may seek shelter for the night. Best of luck. Come, Rick. We've a warm basement awaiting our arrival. Give us a sec, princess. What are you doing? You gotta ruin everything! Come again. Tox, look. She's royalty. Think about it for a sec. Think what she'll do for us if we get her home in one piece. Oh, sorry, go on. Were you even listening? We'd be heroes. Food, day and night. No more sleeping in the dirt. A bath for me, a toothbrush for you. We'd be living the life, Tox. The one that Mom and Dad always wanted for us. You've been reading too many stories. Just let me try, please? Very well. Indulge thyself. So, Princess, you say your father's worried about you, huh? Yes, of course. Many a sleepless night has plagued him, I am certain. Uh-huh. Your father, the king of Isania? Naturally. Would he be the type to offer some sort of reward if some person or some beast was able to get you back safely? I am certain that such a man, no matter how hairy, would be showered in riches and glory beyond his wildest dreams in such a case. I see. Then allow us to make a proposal. Me and Tox will escort you home, into your father's no doubt loving arms, and in return... You both take all the glory and credit for my rescue and safe return. Is that correct? Something like that, yeah. Very well, I accept your proposal. Protect me from the cult and deliver me back into my father, the king's arms, and I'll see to it that you both are handsomely rewarded. Might I suggest we take the low road out of the tangle? It will lead us straight to the outskirts of Shivberry. Any pursuers will likely be stymied by the brambles, giving us ample time to get ahead. Alright, after you, Princess. Such a gentleman. But first I believe I should get acquainted with the skills you have to offer me. Rick? Well, I'm pretty good with the throwing knife, and Tox taught me how to light him up with some magic. It's a bit unpredictable, though. Other than that, if you see something out of reach, I'm your kobold. Got a pretty keen throwing arm, you know. I could probably knock it loose with a rock or something. As a Dracon, my magical potential is based within my breath. However, I can freely change the affinity of my breath based upon what I've eaten recently. Oh, you mean like after you eat too many onions? Indeed, though slightly more destructive. I can wield my breath anytime you feel it will benefit the current situation, so do not be afraid to ask. I can produce any of the 4 elements in my breath, one at a time. Fire and ice are self-explanatory, I would hope. Sky becomes a powerful blast of wind. Nox produces a cloud of noxious gas. I think I can keep track of all that. Is that all you can breathe? Let us hope that is all we shall need, my dear. Daylight is fleeting. We should make haste for Shivberry. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to save our progress. La la la. In slot 1, I guess. Yeah, let's do it. As you can see, I played a little bit just to get acquainted with some of the mechanics. So these little shiny bits that we're collecting here. Whoa! Hey, hey! Take it easy, buddy. The shiny bits, those are basically experience points you can collect. If you hit enemies from behind like that, you get a surprise attack.
Test the Draco Mage.
And, yeah. Basically, you get to kick the crap out of some enemies. It's pretty cool. So, since we get a free round for a surprise attack, let's go ahead and take all of these dudes out as expeditiously as possible. And let's see. You have... So that affects a column. That affects a row. Let's go for Black Pulse. Why not? Alright, let's do this. And that's the end of that.
Waste of time.
Pretty straightforward. Hey, and it looks like our princess has leveled up. So we're just going to skip the power flow and leveling up tutorial. I'll just kind of show you the basics. When you level up, you get to place stuff onto... Let's just be honest. This is basically the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X. Alright, that's basically what this is. But there is one thing that kind of differentiates it, and that is that you can sometimes place items. and or you can play, or not can, you have to place items, and items are like, they each have like an elemental affinity, right? So red is like leaf affinity, and this water here is ice affinity. So if we put it on a blue square like this, then we get a bonus. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we got +2 defense because we matched those two up, instead of just +1 defense. That's the basic gist. Alright. So we can pull this. Or no, sorry, we can't pull, we have to push. That'll make it easier to jump up here. Hey, we got some more bread. That's exciting. What you waiting for, dude? Just hanging out? Can we hit you from behind? Oh, no. Fail. Unfortunately, it seems I got into combat a little far away from my allies there, so it's taking them a little time to show up. Almost forgot. I also forgot to defend for a sec there. Alright, let's take these dudes out. I did my best to hit that guy from behind, but unfortunately he just kind of kept moving. I was kind of hoping he would stop at the edge of that cliff. No dice. Alright, so we're going to do some fencing thrusts on this row here. Rick, I would like you to do the old left, right, left on the middle row there. And you have Black Whip. You can take out the bottom row. Alright, let's do this. Hey, I think I successfully blocked all the attacks. Get me. So, the princess is now afflicted by hindered status, which means she cannot defend this next turn. On the other hand, meh, she'll be fine. Alright, so I'm gonna have her strike at this row, because I'm pretty sure she can hack through both of them without too much difficulty. Targeted shots, spread shots. Actually, maybe I should do spread shots and just take out that first column before I have the princess go out with her sword strikes. And you have Black Pulse, so that actually would also take out the first column. But we don't really need that. I think these two can handle it on their own, so we'll have you rest and just do it with Rick and the princess here. Alright. Yep. And that's the end of that.
Waste of time.
Hey, we got a bread loaf, and some gildeds, and some POW plus 10%. I don't remember what that means. Alright, cool. So as you can see, there's a... what is this lookup? That looks like a tang fruit. Too bad I can't reach it. Oh, she must be talking about that thing. Well, I guess we'll just need to switch to one of our other characters. What? Yeah, that's right. You can do that. As you can see, these characters have rather different properties as far as, like, speed and jumping ability. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's not letting me collect it with him. So it looks like we'll need to have Rick do something here. Maybe, whoops. So Rick has, like, really poor vertical leap, but he runs really quickly and has really good horizontal leap. So I think we just kinda... whoops. Oh, crud. Alright, let's try this again. How do we use your thing again? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Aha. Hey, check that out. What? Are you serious? That put us into combat? Oh my god, that's so lame. So, I will say, I like this game a lot so far. The one thing that I do have a gripe with is I really dislike that I have to, like, control all of the characters separately and place them separately like that. It really is kind of needlessly complicated. And it's particularly annoying in situations where I have to... Like, if I, like, go through the entire level with one character, I then have to go back and bring all the other characters along and make them go through the same thing. And if one of them gets into combat, the others will, like, take time to arrive. So it puts me at a big disadvantage unless I'm, like, constantly switching between characters to keep them all within the same vicinity. I really wish there were just, like, an option to have your characters all just travel together until such time as you need to break them out individually. But maybe that's just me. Okay, you're going after them. You are going to do... Well, let's do left, right, left. Why not? I think you're going to rest, actually. You could stand to regain some health and get some extra SP for a more advanced magic attack. Okay. So let's do some crescent strikes. Yeah, you'll take care of that one. You go ahead and do some spread shots. Soften up this first row here. You, I would like to... Let's see, so that's a column attack. That is a single enemy attack. This hits a row. Yeah, we'll do Black Whip on the top row. Alright, let's do this.
Enough!
Pretty good. Nice. Alright. I think we should be able to... Well, she's only going to be able to kill one of these dudes, because that is a single target attack. You go ahead. You have left, right, left. So that'll get through at least one of them. And you have what? So that's one enemy. That's a column thing, so that's not super helpful. Oh, that hits a row. Actually, we can probably just take out the remainder with this, is my guess. Well, let's do it.
Be gone.
That's enough!
And
Waste
that's the end
of
of that.
time.
Nice. We got some stuff. How very exciting. Oh, really? You're gonna... Okay, well, apparently... I have to now knock that thing over again. Because reasons. Oops. Let's try that. No! Why am I failing? Hitting the wrong button here. There we go. Very good. A tasty piece of fruit, just out of reach. What? No, it's not out of reach. There we go. Very good. It's clogged with thorns in here. My knives won't even make a dent in all this. Okay, so this is basically just telling us the stuff we already know about throwing stones and using breath attacks. The only thing that this thing is going to tell us that's helpful right now is that we can have Tox eat things to change his elemental affinity, which will change his breath type. Right now, because his elemental affinity is ice, his breath is ice, which is not going to help us with burning through these plants. So we're just going to move over here to the affinities thing. We're going to devour a bottle of oil, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we're just going to eat this bottle of oil, which turns his affinity to fire, and now he has flame breath. How exciting. Oh, except it's going to make us go through the rest of this now. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, basically Rick can equip throwing knives that give his various attacks certain properties. I haven't actually experienced that yet in the game, but I trust that it is a real thing that actually exists, and not just something that they put in the tutorial for no reason. Alright, let's breathe some fire, shall we? Whoops, wait, wrong button. La la la. There we go. Wait a minute. That just got us back through this way. I didn't even need to go here. Silly. Hey, what do we got here? Boiled bone, huh? Interesting. That must be the rogue's leader. He appears to be quite nasty. I should wait for the beasts to catch up to me before we engage, so that we may all fight him together. Sounds good to me. Alright, so there's a small opening in the growth. It's too small for her to fit. Gosh, if only we had someone who was, like, you know, small. That could conceivably fit into a small place. Like that. Obviously, it's not going to be Tox. Take a wild guess who it's going to be. Hey, what do you know? Rick can fit. We got some bread and some water. Sweet. And we got some more oil. Sweet. I'm not entirely clear on just how close these characters have to be to avoid triggering that really annoying one-turn waiting thing. Hopefully it's close enough. Oh. Really? Really? Okay, apparently it's unavoidable, I guess? I don't know, I'm not, like, clear on how you're supposed to avoid that. It's pretty annoying, though. Let's go ahead and... yeah, let's go after this row with you. Do left, right, left on this guy here. And you can do your Black Whip routine on this group. Let's do it. We're probably gonna need to have Tox rest in a second, because he's taken some pretty nasty hits. I think I'll do a... yeah, should I do Crescent Strikes or Power Lunge? Let's do Power Lunge on this dude here. And if you would be so kind as to do some targeted shots on this row, that would be cool. You please rest. I need you to not die, if at all possible. Alright, let's do this. okay here so far. So this is the only thing we have available to use that is within our SP. So let's just go ahead and do that. Yeah, you nail that guy. You... Oh... Yeah, let's do spread shots on that first column there. And you, my good man. By man, I mean Dracon or whatever. So you have Flame Breath, which would actually be super awesome. Maybe we should just have you rest for one more turn so you can use that. Alright, let's do this. Alright. Time for some fence and thrusts. You've got your left, right, left that you can use. Put it there. And you've got your flame breath. Let's do this.
You've brought this upon yourself.
Gotcha!
And that's the end of that. What? Really? Well, okay, I guess we're resting with her then. What do you have available to use? Multi-missile? That seems like overkill. Or we could do targeted shots. Let's do targeted shots. You please rest. Alright. Kinda missed my defense there. Oh well. And we have power lunge. Left, right, left. And you just rest some more. Alright, let's do this.
That's enough!
Sure is. Yep, okay.
Clear skies be with you.
Oh man, you guys. We got so much food and oil. We did not get a very good bonus, though. The game thought we sucked at that combat. I say we, as if you were somehow involved in how that combat went. But, yeah, I'm just gonna blame you. It's partially your fault, because you're watching this, and therefore you're stuck with me, and my shitty performance in that particular battle. You just gotta deal with it. Hey, it's Shivbury. Let's do it. This is it. If by it you mean Shivbury, then yes. It ain't exactly a palace, but they're good to beasts here, so we'll take what we can get. And where are you proposing I stay the night? Perhaps in the open stable stall around the next corner? Come on, princess, lighten up already. Tock says he knows a guy. We might even have running water tonight. Unless said water is connected to a courtyard of fountains, I am not impressed. If you beasts do not mind, I would rather make my own arrangements for the evening. Well, my dear, let this evening prepare you for the next several. This journey of yours may warrant the loss of a warm bed for at least a few more nights. Rick, go procure some food and water. Enough for us at least 3 days. Ideally, use whatever means you must. Just this once. Gotcha! And as for you, you will need a proper weapon. Perhaps the blacksmith here can bestow a new blade, or at least sharpen yours for you. My blade has carried me quite far, thank you, though I suppose a polishing wouldn't be out of the question. And what of you, Tox? The nearest castle town is Skyweather to the east. I feel there is a merit to reaching out to the Skyweather Royal Guard on your behalf. If you wish, I can see whether my friend in Shivbury would be willing to provide shelter for the night. Hope he doesn't mind housing the three of us. That's a crowd, you know. If If you think I will be sharing a room with a couple of ill-smelling beasts, I suggest you think again. As I said, I shall find my own quarters for the night. Hey! Whatever pleases you, my dear. Rick, come find me once you've gathered what we need. Then we shall travel together. Right. See y'all in a bit. My dear, will you be all right on your own? Yes, thank you, Tox. Thank you both, actually. I'm just going to jump around for a little bit, because I can. What do we have here? Oh yes, use rally point. Let's save our game here. And I guess talk to this person? Oh no, we can't. There's no vacancy. Let's talk to Beastman. Humans are good at cutting things down. Why haven't they cleared the tines yet? You know that big scary forest at the other end of the road? That place is dangerous. I'm sure we'll get around to destroying it soon enough. So, now I'm going to tell you guys about this. This is basically a triple triad from FF8. This game has its own like little version of that called Quad Pro Quo, and it's not bad. It's not a bad little game. Let's go ahead and play it so you can see it. So I guess we'll go with use highest cards. I didn't even know I had an option there. Yeah, all right. Let's use highest cards. Why not? Oh man, Tox is like the best. Look at that. Let's see. And the princess, yeah, she's pretty good if you stick her in the bottom right, I would imagine. I'm enjoying this little like bossa nova music that accompanies the card screen. It's pretty good. Alright, you were going to stick in the bottom left here so that that 2 doesn't hinder us. Okay, so what we want to do, right, is match up numbers on the side of the card that is, like, adjacent to an enemy card, and that lets us capture it if they are both higher. So like if we put, for instance, this Rick card just to the left of that card in the bottom right, that actually wouldn't work out, because the 4 is less than the 5. And even though the 6 beats the 2, that wouldn't be enough to actually flip the card over in our favor. Yeah, that wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't do it. That wouldn't do it. That wouldn't do it. Actually, this card would probably work, and here's why. So if you look in like the very, very bottom left of the screen, you'll notice that there are 2 sets of opposing elements. If you play a card whose element opposes the element you stick it next to, it gets a 50% bonus to all values on the card on the turn you played it. So this would actually take that sun card there, which would be cool. On the other hand, it would be vulnerable to getting retaken because the values on the left side are just not very good. And kind of the same with this one, actually. I'd be a little afraid to play it there. So what we might actually want to do instead is just play this somewhere, like maybe in the top right. So actually, this would probably be good. We could use this to take that one in the bottom right, and it's a pretty defensible card, like it's got some good values on it. This again, even though it's not higher, right, on the 5 or the 4, because it's an opposing element, it'll get boosted and it'll end up taking the card for us. Let's do it. Ah, you jerk. Well, I thought it was safe, but no dice. Alright, let's see what we can do about this. Oh yeah, we're doing this. So if I place this here, that'll take both the moon and the clouds, if I'm not mistaken. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh, I hate you so much. Alright, that's it. That does it. No more Mr. Nice Craig. Yeah, this will for sure take that one back. Yeah, I'm gonna just take this back. Thank you very much. Oh my god, why are you the worst? Alright, yeah, let's just... Actually, we don't need to do that. Take that back. Yeah, we're gonna take both of these. Thank you very much. So we'd have to use, I think, Tox, if you want to take that green one back, which might be worth doing, but, let's see, could also try to take that one up there, which maybe, yeah, because this is, yeah, no, we're just gonna take this. Thanks. So there you see the card they played failed to take either of ours. So we're kicking this dude's butt pretty hard right now, which is exciting. So there's only 2 more moves left on the board, and while I could take the Sun card with this, as you can see it's pretty weak on the bottom, which wouldn't really be to our advantage. So I'm going to play Rick and have him take the card in the top left there. Oh, right, he couldn't take it because of the 4. My bad. Well, whatever. We still won this pretty hard. This dude ended the game with only 4 of the tiles on the board in his favor. And we got 20 gildeds for our trouble. Go us. Alright, let's talk to some people in town, shall we?
There's no mistaking it. Look, read it closely. The 5th line came true.
A feast of gold? What does that even mean? There's no way.
It's not a literal feast. Look, I'll go over it piece by piece. A feast of gold. The golden falcon king Oramus sleeps upon a hill. Sky weather is in the foothills of the White Cliffs. With me.
With you.
But a man. He's a king, but still mortal, still a man. Pushed from his highest perch. Falcon King Oramus, pushed, assassinated. The winged falls. The Golden Falcon King, dead.
Okay, so what about the lines in dust bit?
Not actual lines, brittle lines, boundaries, borders, always changing. It's the backlash against the wall and the beast territory, the invasion. Their lines are being erased, like lines in dust. You see now, it all adds up.
I suppose so, but...
But what?
I don't know, it could just as easily be talking about a plate of pasta. A feast of gold, yellow noodles, someone knocks it over, gets dirty from the dust on the floor. Great tragedy.
You just said it yourself, though. I don't know. And what about the 3rd line? Life scattered, man's own home. It's describing the integration of beast folk into human society. And the 4th line, the North Path Sea dried up and became a salt flat, and now it's been overrun with those venomous creatures. It's all coming to pass exactly as described.
So what does that mean for us? You truly and honestly think that once the 10th line comes to pass, the world will just up and disappear?
Not if it can be stopped. Not so long as good people like the Lux Guard still exist. You see, I believe we are being tested. Strung along to recognize this pattern in the lines, only to fight fate at the end.
Sounds like fantasy to me. A little too neat and convenient, don't you think? I'm still not convinced. Jorah the Observer. Well, good to see a new human face around here. Huh? Wait, have you been watching me? Ah, don't worry about it. I watch everybody around here. Especially the beasts. We get a lot of them here, you know? I've noticed that. What are they like? From out of town, I take it. They're just folks like you and me. Only difference is, well, they've got traits, habits, you know? Things they do that they can't really help. What sorts of things? Nothing major, just quirks, like those catfolk over there. They're used to banding together in the desert to survive, so they never stray too far from one another. It's in their nature. 2 steps from being animals, which is probably why Skyweather's trying to run them off. I see. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, and clear skies. Sarah the Sailor says, "Whole lot of beast folk around these parts, huh? Never seen a Draco mage in my life, but tonight I've already seen 2. I guess they're gonna keep spreading away from Skyweather till they reach the coast. I never see beasts where I'm from either. I mostly just hear rumors and tales. I guess they're safe to be around." Alright, folks. There is a lot more to this game. But I think this gives you a pretty good sense of what it's about, and how it plays, and of whether you'll like it. Personally, I kind of like it. I think it's pretty well done. Notwithstanding my few complaints that I have, I would recommend it. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, I will have more thoughts on it on IndieRPGs.com, as I traditionally do. But until then, that's all the time we have. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'm Craig Stern. As always, if you like it, please click the little thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed, why not subscribe? Some of these videos are pretty cool. Might learn about some cool new games you like. Until next time, folks.